Well, I have a bunch of cordless drills to review today, and I know the tendency is to, start with the worst one and work back on a little countdown to the top 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to do things a little bit differently this time. I'm going to start with the best drill in each category. And as I go, I'll also give you the honorable mentions, those that maybe didn't reach that top tier, but they were awful close behind. Brands represented are Rigid, Ryobi, Dewalt, nice new offerings from Craig on a 20-volt line, Bosch, Milwaukee, and Makita. I'll break things down into 3 categories for the drills: best full-size drill, best compact drill, and then best overall shop drill. And for the impact drivers, we'll have 2 award categories, one for the most powerful and one for the best overall. Now, instead of listing all the model numbers for each drill, compact drill, and impact driver, I'll just put them all down in the description box so you can sort through them there if you need more information. Let's get into it with the best full-size drill in this group. It's the DCD 801 from Dewalt, and this thing is just an excellent all-around drill. It has some interesting features too. Let's start by checking this one out.
2, 3, go.
So this one is on the XR line, and for anybody that doesn't know, a lot of people might be familiar with the Atomic series of drill, which is powerful, but it tends to be lighter weight. This is the DCD 794, has a plastic covered chuck, and I don't know, some of the controls are just, they feel a little stiff or something to me, is why this one didn't rate higher. But this is nice on the compact side, so we may touch on that a little bit later with the compact. But for the full size, this is the one that really stood out. I like that LED light. It was probably the brightest of the bunch, and it articulates a little bit too, so you can aim that where you need it. And there's actually a work light setting as well that'll keep that on for 20 minutes, so I thought that was a nice touch. It has a real traditional layout on the controls, a 15-step clutch if you want that to be limited by torque, and a drill icon if you want to be unlimited there. 2-speed gearbox up top is firm but not overly stiff, so just really nice layout and controls on this one. The batteries, I think, do set Dewalt apart, especially these new. I always get the Power Pack and Power Stack confused, but this is the Power Pack 4 ampere hour, and it's got a little better hook on the front of it. Just makes it easier to remove now than some of my older Dewalt batteries, but definitely nice features on this one. It's got a kickback control, so any of these drills that have extra torque, they're thinking about adding kind of a kickback control or an auto stop feature, some of them call it. And it's probably a good idea on these full-size drills, although it's not really needed on a compact model. I blew through some spade bits on a review for Popular Woodworking Magazine. And one thing I learned with these drills is that if you tend to just run them in by the power of the drill, like I used to do, I'll give you an example. Just run it in like that, and that's all you would do. You can lose your grip on the bit, so what I recommend is just twisting it by hand. You'll kind of hear it ratchet in place, and that actually makes a big difference for securing the bits. This 801 was just absolutely tenacious, drilling holes with that 1-inch spade bit, and there were a good couple runner-ups as well, so let's touch on those quickly before we move on. This Milwaukee 2905 is an excellent drill. This is the version without the hammer drill, and I don't miss it if I don't have it because I don't do concrete work. I'm mostly just in the shop. So really nice controls on this. This was one of my favorites for how this clutch ring operates, and kind of a short throw on the 2-speed gearbox up top. It has some more advanced one-key features, which I don't tend to use, but there is a nice kind of a gearbox up top. It controls the speed and maximum power that you have. I personally love these Milwaukee batteries and the way that you kind of pinch them at the side to remove them. I think that makes a lot of sense. Handles are very ergonomic. The only reason this didn't make the absolute top cut is it just felt a little bit heavier in the hand, depending on which battery model you had on there. But overall, this would be a great one if you're already on the M18 batteries, and absolutely tenacious as well, very fast with the hole drilling, and just a good, powerful drill.
Go.
Another interesting model is the Bosch FlexiClick 800, and this one's kind of a specialty drill. It's got an interesting feature of interchangeable chucks. So this is the standard chuck, but it also comes with an offset chuck or right angle chuck, and I just don't find myself using that feature as much, but Bosch does offer a standard version of their 800, and if I had that one available for the review, I bet it would have placed quite a bit higher and maybe even given the Dewalt a run for its money. Those 800 model drills have some interesting features. There's a kickback control that's switchable, so you can turn that on or off as needed. And there's also a nice shortcut. You can disable the clutch if you don't want to be torque limited, or just turn it back on. So that's a big time saver compared to spinning around the clutch ring manually. And the only thing that kept the Makita XPH14 out of the spotlight is, it just carries a little bit extra weight, especially with that 5 ampere hour battery. So if you like a good sturdy tool, or you're already on that 18 volt line, might be a good choice for you as well. But let's put these on the scale and just see the difference. With the Makita XPH14, this one comes in at 5 pounds and nearly 1 ounce. And although this one does have nice things like a metal gearbox, it does have a little more heft to it. With Milwaukee 2905 paired with that CP 3.0 battery, you're looking at 4 pounds, 9.1 ounces, and that's a little more manageable. And then with the DCD 801 and a 4 ampere hour battery, you get quite reasonable at 4 pounds, 1.7 ounces, so that's pretty decent considering the amount of power that this one provides. Let's move on to the compact drill category, and while there was some good competition here, one rose to the top. And I tell you what, these little compact drills are great for shop duty. They might not have enough power to go all day for building a deck or on a construction site, but if you're working in the shop, you're typically just driving drywall or Craig style screws, and these definitely have plenty of power for that, and they're just so much lighter, very ergonomic, and they feel good in the hand. So let's see which one won the compact drill. So it was the Milwaukee 3601 that rose to the top. You'll love the battery platform on this and the great brushless performance, but I would be remiss if I didn't include at least a couple of honorable mentions. Go. Sometimes it's just the basics. I like the controls on this one. The light is fairly bright and it's well positioned right where you'd want it. The clutch trim ring is easy to turn on this, and it just feels sturdier and better than other models. Metal chuck on that, short throw gearbox, 2-speed, and I just love the way this thing feels in the hand, and I just found there was nothing you couldn't do. So, if you're looking for a small drill, another good one is this Makita XFD15. It does have a plastic sleeve chuck, so maybe not on par with some of the others with metal, but overall it's just a lightweight drill, and it would be great for household or shop use. And for you Atomic fanboys, the DCD 794 is a good drill. I just found that the controls were a little bit stiffer and maybe more plasticky feeling than the higher end Dewalt stuff. Plastic coated chuck on that. Doesn't have the fancy features, which frankly I don't need. If your emphasis is on lightweight and powerful, this Atomic might be a good choice. There you go. The Makita XFD15 with a 2 ampere hour battery is very light. Sub 3 pounds, 2 pounds 14.6 ounces, super easy to manage. The Milwaukee 3601 with the 2 ampere hour battery, just 3 pounds, 2.6 ounces, really like that package. And the only thing that came in lighter than that small Makita was the Bosch 400 with a 2 ampere hour battery. Incredibly light on that one, just 2 pounds, 12.7 ounces. Performance-wise, one of the main things that separated out these small drills compared to the winner was the fact that they didn't really like to drill 1-inch spade bits in high gear. It's kind of a torque torture test, but if you shift them down, they certainly do fine, but it is kind of an indicator of how much power output they have. So that's one limitation of these 3 drills, whereas the 3601 had no trouble with it. Now for the last award category, at least for the drills, and then we'll move on to the impact drivers, but this is one I've dubbed the best all-around shop drill. And this is for drills that don't quite fit into the compact or full-size category, but they've got some great features. Craig's new offering is called the KPT DR0500, and it is just a nice little shop drill. If you're drilling some holes or driving some pocket screws, this is a great little drill. All metal chuck. Nice big coarse trim ring on that to adjust the clutch level. Your typical 2-speed gearbox, and I find those blue ion batteries to be quite good, so I'm giving this one the runner-up in kind of this mid-size category for the best all-around shop drill. But the winner on this one is one that I already had in the shop, so maybe I'm a little biased. I'm just really familiar with the features, but it does have one special selector that kind of separates it from the pack. This one's the Bosch GSB 18V-65, and I literally pulled it out of my shop cabinet and threw it into my Popular Woodworking review, and I'm glad I did because it really stood out in this mid-sized group. This ring, what allows you to do is select from hammer drill, standard drill, or driving fasteners where you'll be clutch limited, and anything like that that just prevents a full step of rotating that clutch ring all the way around is certainly appreciated, and this little quick selector certainly does that. Plus this one has some advanced features like kickback control, and that one is switchable so you can turn it on or off as needed. And the LED lights on this are nice and bright. There's one down just above the battery and one below the chuck. I will say that if you have a drill with the LED only below the chuck, that tends to cast a shadow on your work, but I certainly don't mind having two nice bright lights. And let's weigh these up so you can see how comparable they are. The Craig with a 2 ampere-hour battery, 3 pounds, 3.8 ounces. That's nice and light, easy to handle. And that Bosch 65, 3 pounds, 3.8 ounces. So very similar on these two. And then with the impact drivers, you know, I don't know if I'm not as demanding with this category of tools. Even some of my old kit drills that were brush style motors, they seem pretty impressive with the power they had relative to the size and weight. But there were a couple winners on this that stood out. So your most powerful drill is going to be the Dewalt 860, and my favorite overall is that quiet hydraulic 870. So the absolute most powerful impact driver in the test was the 860. So if that's the key factor for you and you just need to run in lag bolts in a hurry, this is going to be your best bet. But for me, the one that I would actually reach to was this 870. I found it gave better control, and it's advertised as a quiet hydraulic, which is funny to me because I measured it, and running in lag bolts, it's only 1 decibel quieter than its, I guess, bigger brother here. So don't buy this because it's quieter. To me, it's really not quieter. In the fine print, you'll find that they mean it's quieter when it's not under load. Well, when's the last time that mattered to you? Never. But I do think this is the best impact driver in the test, and there were a lot of other honorable mentions though, and this field is just so close in the competition. So the runner-up for most powerful has to be the Ryobi PBL ID04. This one really had some zip to it. It does seem just a little more bulky than some of the other impact drivers, maybe because it's that stem style design that they still use, but I know one of my best buddies really appreciates that they haven't changed that design over time, meaning that you don't have to constantly replace your batteries. And honorable mention for the most liked impact driver is literally everything else. These things are so close on this playing field. They all have excellent power. They're all lightweight, so maybe it's just a matter of what battery platform you're already on. The Bosch 1800 I literally had no complaints with. It's a very powerful driver. It's just when you look at the time trials, it's just, you know, a fraction of a second slower, so it doesn't rise to the top, but boy, what a nice tool this one is. With that Milwaukee 2957, this one's a really nice tool, very lightweight and powerful. It has a 4-step selector that runs you through the different speed and power settings, so that's super handy. And this is just a great little impact driver, no complaints with that one. And same goes for the Makita XDT20. This is a wonderful impact driver. Unique ring light on that is quite effective. On the back, you know, there's some advanced features if you want to go the auto mode, but for me, I found myself just scrolling through one of the 4 speed/power settings, and that worked just great for most fasteners. Well, thanks for sticking around till the end, and if the drill you thought you'd like best didn't make my list, don't worry, do a little more research yourself, and you'll find links to all these drills down in the description box. And as always, if you like today's topic, hit that quick thumbs up button and consider subscribing to The Thoughtful Woodworker so you don't miss the next video. I will be doing more detailed reviews on these individual classes, from the full-size beasts to the little compact drills and impact drivers. So you'll want to watch for that, so sub up and stay tuned. Thanks for joining, and we'll catch you next time.